we're just going to give it a couple more minutes to see if, because we don't want to start early in case somebody wanted to capture everything that Ruby has to say. And then because Tech Manitoba is a sponsor of this career fair, we just wanted to give you a couple of slides about what the job prospects look like in Manitoba for tech, careers in tech. And just so you know, there are a lot of job openings for careers in tech, so it's a good choice for those of you that have joined us. I'll give it one more minute. So are the students that are on the line, are you guys back at school at all, or are you out for the rest of the year?
Still out for the rest of the year.
Are you? Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I know a couple of places, my family's in Crystal City, Manitoba, and I know they're going back 2 days a week. And a couple different places are starting to head back, so.
I think most schools are still, offering their courses online.
Yes. Yeah, I think you're right. I think it's just maybe I think for the most part, it's just if you need some tutoring or need some help from the teacher, I think they're making that more available.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Okay, well, let's start Epic Week Manitoba with the group that we've got. So this is just a quick little, right now, while Ruby's doing her presentation, we just ask that you mute your mics, and then we're going to open it up so that there's lots of opportunity to ask questions. So feel free to just take some notes as we go so that we don't forget any of the questions that you guys have to ask. And then this is, are you guys hearing me okay? I just got a little note about bad network quality. Is this coming through okay?
Yes.
I can hear you.
Okay, good. So we put this slide up just basically as encouragement to let you know that if you're in grade 7, you've got a few more years until you graduate, but this definitely is a great pathway for you because there are a lot of organizations that are still looking for individuals that to join them in moving their companies forward in the tech sector. This just gives you a sense of growth. So 33,000 individuals employed in the tech sector basically now, and we only expect that to continue to grow. And then I put this up just to give you a sense of what some of the real high growth careers are. And the other thing that I wanted to let you know is that typically careers in tech pay more than the average job when you get out of high school, when you graduate from a computer course. So that's another encouragement for you to give this consideration when you're thinking about what your life is going to look like once you graduate. And then we wanted to let you know that there's a great resource. If you guys want to just make a note of it, if you go to the Tech Manitoba website, and it's just techmanitoba.ca, then and you look for programs and then drop down to pivot, there's a great resource here. This is a picture of what it looks like, and there's all kinds of options there for you that has salary ranges, the types of jobs that you maybe could pursue, and then it also gives you a sense of if you're kind of the person that has a lot of skills in this area, then these are some jobs that might be really well suited for you. So that was just a super duper quick overview. And then this is a thanks to all the organizations that came together to have you guys be part of this career fair. And then I am now going to stop sharing my screen so that Ruby can share hers.
Okay, so let me share my screen. Where can I share? Sorry, where can I share my? Oh, okay, share. Got
So while we're waiting for Ruby to do that, I'm just gonna speak a little bit about Ruby and about cognition. So Ruby Lee, it has a master's of applied linguistics from the University of Sydney, Australia. That's where she was saying that she first got her master's in China and then went on to take international business at Cogmation and has been working at Cogmation since 2015. And Cogmation is also a Tech Manitoba member. They're doing some amazing work with virtual robotics because one of the things that they realized is it's both expensive and difficult to try and get actual robots like simulation robots into schools. So they've created a really effective kit to help with learning in schools literally around the world, South Africa and China and of course Canada and the US. So I'm sure Ruby can speak a little bit more to that. So I think that with that, I will turn this over to you, Ruby.
Okay, so hello everyone. First, I would like to thank you all for taking your time to join us today. It's a great pleasure to be here. So first, I just give you a brief introduction of who we are and what we do, right? So as Laurie have mentioned that I'm working for Cognition Robotics. So it's a small company started in 2007 when a group of U of M graduates wanted to start a company, and then they met with a group of business people at the incubator from U of M and decided to do something with the software robotics. So the first they started as developing industrial robotics simulator for various companies. Some of the projects I can share with you is one is the simulator for a humanoid now robot. So if you have no idea what it looks like, so this is a robot. Can you see it? Yeah. So this is the humanoid now robot. And we do have these two still sitting in our office. And then also the PackBot for the military in Singapore. So the PackBot, I could not find that version, but just give you an idea. So this is what the PackBot looks like, but will be like, this is the latest version. We're working on the old one. So at some point, so these students, they met with Vice President North America for Legal Education, who told our business developer that they have been trying to build a simulator for Lego Milestone robots, but haven't been successful. So this is how our software, Virtual Robotics Toolkit, came about. So it is a simulator for Lego Milestone robots. So if anyone who are interested in Lego and also robots, so this is a great combination. So the software allows you to learn or teach coding through robotics. So you can program your virtual robot using an EB3 program language. So this is the software what you see here at the bottom, or MakeCode. MakeCode. So that is another program language that has Blockly and JavaScript inside. So the physical robot is quite expensive. It's around like 400 Canadian dollars per robot. So the simulator makes it easier for anyone who are interested to get their own copy of virtual robotic without spending like a lot of money. So in that way, it also helps educators and schools save money. So I'm wearing a lot of hats in Cognition. So I started as a translator, and I helped the company translate the software into simplified and also traditional Chinese. So in that way, they can market the software into the and start selling it in China, right? And then I started learning to build projects in the software. We have an internal tool so that I can use it to build a project. I can show you, I can give you a tour of the software so you have a better idea like what's a VRT project gonna look like. And then later on, and then I also, grow to be a technical support. Technical support help to anyone, all the business people at Cognition, also like distributors, working with distributors and partners all around the world. Okay, so now I just give you a brief introduction, give you a tour of the software. So what you see here is a two-panel screen, right? So the top one is our simulator, and then the bottom one is Lego Mindstorm programming language. So just so you know, this Lego Mindstorm programming language is free, and then due to COVID-19, we also made our platform available to all the students. So anyone who are interested, you just simply send us an email saying that you are interested in our software, and then we're going to give you a 2-month free trial. So in that way, you can start exploring the projects inside. So let me show you what our project looks like. So what you see here is a simple mode. So we have two user interfaces. The first one you see here is a simple mode. So there is a small toolbar. So the first one, if you open it, it has it will show you the projects inside, and then we have like start button where you start the simulator, and then stop button, stop the simulator, and also attachments can help you customize, build the robot available in the software. And then there's a scoreboard if you're interested in robotics competitions. So definitely it's the tool you need. And then there's the EV3 brick. So that look like exactly like the physical brick. So these other buttons gonna help you manipulate the window. Okay, let me get rid of the programming software first. Let's focus on the simulator, and then I'm gonna show you. I will show the program later. So what you see here is a welcome screen that has like 4 tabs. So the first one is Sim Basics. So the main idea is, so the projects are built to help new users, right? So you start from the very basic ones, learn how to drive a robot using you can use a joystick like game controller. You can also use a keyboard key, like use W, A, S, T. These are keyboard keys. You drive the robot front, backwards. I'm going to show you later. So these are the basics. Just give you, just help you get started. So this is a project, and then we have apartment cleanup. So it has like a vacuum bot inside. So the vacuum bot has an ultrasonic sensor and also a touch sensor. The ultrasonic sensor is going to help the robot to detect the distance between the wall and itself. So in that way, the robot can measure the distance and then decide whether you're going to go straight or turn back. So it's pretty much like iRobot or a Roomba, right? So like a vacuum bot. It also has a touch sensor. When it bumps into a furniture or a wall, it's gonna move backwards and turn it around. And then we have like a maze project. So the robot start in the green area and follow the black line all the way through the maze to its finished area, and have a cleanup challenge. So for this challenge, the goal is to clean up or push the Lego tower off the competition mat as fast as you can. Or we also have like Sumo projects, so soccer, robot soccer, and then the other multiplayer sweep. So these last 4 projects have 2 robots inside. So if any of you are interested or want to play with your siblings or your friends, then you can connect your joystick to the computer and then play against each other. I remember I showed this project shows a Sumo to one of the to the students, presented to the students at one trade show, and the student even money badge. I'm not sure that's they badge against the that's where they're quite interested in this. And then the next tab is competitions. So here you don't see any project because I haven't registered anything. We have 2 websites, just to let you know. This is our website for Virtual Robotics Toolkit. That's a software website. Like I said, if you're interested, this is where you can download our software. So this another website called Virtual Robot Games. So it's a competition site. So there's a competitions. Okay, and then these are the competitions. So when a competition available, so you'll have like available. So when the registration starts, right? And then you can create an account, and then when it starts, you can enter a competition. In that way, when you log in into our software, that specific competition that you registered going to show up at the bottom here. And so, and then you can start compete, the way as compete. And then in the end, there will be a pop-up window ask you to submit the score. So, and then the score gonna show up in the leaderboard here. So just give you an idea what's it like. And then we have the other two tabs. So the other two are the first Lego League and then World Robot Olympia. So they are the two largest robotics competitions all over the world. So each year, these two organizations, they release new competitions, and then we create like a simulated version of them. So that's the reason why you see like different years we have a different competition platform, like project. Okay, so let me open one project. Let me open this one, the cleanup challenge. Press OK. This window is just ask me whether I want to continue, where I left off, or press no. It's gonna overwrite the save project, which means it's gonna start everything from scratch. So I'm gonna press no. So now it's loading the project. I think I have too many stuff loaded in my computer.
May I ask a quick question while we're waiting for that to load? I'm just interested in those international competitions, like for the most part, without if we weren't in a pandemic, people would be traveling all over the world to go to those competitions, right?
Yes, and this year's WO International so each year World Robot Olympia, so they host their international competitions in different countries. Yeah. So this year is supposed to be in Montreal in Canada. So last year is in Hungary. But it got canceled, right? So we were supposed to travel to Montreal to attend the international competitions. But kids are so excited, right? So they're so excited but unfortunately, it's canceled.
Too bad it was the competition in Canada that had to get canceled.
Yeah,
hey?
Yeah. That's I remember the one before that. It was in so one is Hungarian, and then the other one was in Thailand. So so WRO, the organization, work with different national organizers. So each country has a representative. So if every year, they take turns to host the international competition. But within the country, let's say in China, they have their own national competition, right? So like here in Canada, they have their own, and then the schools or the robot clubs who are interested, they will send their students to attend these national competitions first, and then the winners, the champions, will have the opportunity to compete on an international platform.
Interesting.
Okay, so any other questions, or shall I move on?
I think you're good.
Okay, so now what you see here is a cleanup challenge, right? So there's a competition table, and then there's a robot, and this is the Lego tower. So, and then what you see here is a virtual EV3 brick. So if you ever played with the physical EV3 robot, so it looks exactly like the physical EV3 brick. And then what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna start the simulator, and then I use the keyboard keys to drive the robot. So I just turn it around. Yeah, I think because we are recording it and then I'm sharing the screen, so that's the reason why it's like a little bit slow. Okay, so that's one way you can finish the competition. The other way is you can program it, right? So Just before I show you how you can program it, let's say you don't want the robot, right? So there are two ways to customize it. So this is the default robot in the project. You can simply select it and then go above, open the attachment window. So here you can manage the attachments that are added to the robot. So far the robot has like a gyro sensor, and then the color sensor, and then ultrasonic sensor, right? You can remove the sensor, add it, or you can add another one. Let's add the lifter. Okay, add to the robot. And then press OK to save the saving. Now the robot has a lifter. Can move the lifter up. So it's gonna help you any attachment you need to help you finish the competition. And then we also have a scoreboard here to record how many blocks that you push off the table. So let's score. Okay, one off the table. So as I mentioned, there are two ways, right, to customize a robot here. The way I just showed you is add attachments to the default robot. There's another way is to import our robots into our simulator. So so this is another free software if you're interested in design. So this is about design. It's everything about coding, design, and then building, right? So this is called Lego Digital Designer. That's another free software available online. So if you Google Lego Digital Designer, unfortunately Lego don't support this software anymore, but it's a great tool to design a robot. So there are three tabs here. If once you open it, so one is Lego Digital Designer. So it's like a basic platform. You can grab different bricks to build all sorts of stuff. All sorts of stuff. And then the second one, Milestone, are dedicated for robot building. So this is what we can use. And then extended one. So this one has lots of colorful or custom bricks, which not are available. Usually they're not available in the regular, like the physical kit. So that's the beauty of using a software. So in using a software, you can use as many of them, and at the same time, you can also use the bricks from different toolkits, right? As I mentioned before, it's quite expensive. It's like $400 per robot. So for this, it's everything free. Okay, this one. So this is the robot. We built it. And then the way to build it, just give you an idea how to build this. So it's quite easy. So if you are, let's say if you want to, you have a physical Milestone kit, and then on the box side, you looking for the kit number. This is the number, and then if you select it, it's gonna fill the pieces only available in that particular toolkit gonna show up, right? So in that way, it's easier for you to find the pieces that you like to use for your robot. And then the others, let's say I want to use a brick, so you simply just drag it. It's gonna show up here. So it's like a drag and drop process. So that's the reason why I'm saying it's quite easy, right? So if you have this, and then if you just drag it, see all these highlighted green pieces, and just release it, and that's it. So once you build your robot, you can export it, right? And then save it as a PDF, LDR. So that's eligible format, and simply save it in the robot in this format. So in our software, if you go to if you want to import it, you will use another user interface. Let me press F12. So in this one, F12 is a shortcut key allow you access the advanced mode of our software. The advanced mode, see you can in the advanced mode you will find a much larger toolbar that allow you to explore this simulator to its full potential. So here you can find the import button. So this is where you can import your robot. Okay, and then I'm going to show you how you can program your robot. Interested? I'm gonna bring up the Lego Milestone programming software. So I'm gonna write a simple program. Okay. And what I'm gonna do is I will make the robot into here, run for a second, just going straight for a second, and then on its screen, there will be an image show up. The image I select is a big smile, and that image can keep staying on the screen for like 5 seconds. Here. And then, since we just finished writing our program, I need to connect these two software, right? So this is a simulator, this is a programming software. How to connect them via a simulated Wi-Fi. Just simply select the Wi-Fi. And there are two options. Either you can download it, so download it, and then run here in the brick. Or you can press download and run. So there are two options. Let me run it in the brick. See the robot move forward, and then there is a big smile show up on the displayed on the EV3 brick for like 5 seconds. Okay, and this is just one programming platform. So let me show you another one. So if you press F8, and then let me bring up the bytecode. Let's create a new project. Okay, see here, this is, so the Maple has two programming languages. One is Blockly, it's like a block base. So it's look like EV3 programming language. Another is a JavaScript. So basically you can convert from one to the other. So what I'm going to do here, I just, show a simple move. And then press start. You see here. Okay, so now the robot is showing the mood. The mood is showing on the EV3 brick, right, making the snoring sound. Okay, I think that's pretty much everything about our software. Any questions so far? I hope it's not too boring.
Feel free to unmute, you guys, if you've got some questions to ask.
Yeah, please.
I'm kind of interested, maybe just to get started, Ruby. This does this have applications beyond a game? Like, is some of what you're showing us have real life applications?
Yes. So it's not a video game. It's a simulator, right? So it's just give you an idea how we build this. So what you see here is a robot, right? A robot, we take all the effort to measure all the physics properties, like the mass and the dimensions of each piece, and then create a database of that part, of all the Lego parts. Okay, where I can find it. Okay, let me just can show you. So we have a real-time data window. So when you are playing it, like driving the robot, you will get all these informations, like how many degrees the robot turns, right? And then these are the data that they may need to improve their program, so help them to win the competitions. And then for teachers, they often use this software as a teaching tool to teach kids STEM, right, about the and also programming, about the rotations, and then about all sorts of program related stuff.
Maybe I should ask the students if anybody has worked with the Lego version or had any familiarity with this version, or is this all brand new? It's definitely brand new to me.
Yeah. Any questions?
I'll maybe ask you one more.
Yeah.
This to me looks like it needs somebody who's really great with figuring out perspective and dimension, but maybe not. Maybe the system does a lot for you. What do you think are some of the skills that are required of somebody that wanted to get it into a field like this in terms of being able to work with a program like what you've been sharing with us?
Okay, so I don't think you need a lot of skills. I mean, like it's a bit overwhelming if you are new to this, and then because we only have like a short session, right? So I just cram everything into one session. So that's reason why I find, oh my god, that's it's intimidating, right? Lots of information. You how to customize the robot, how to import it, and then you how to program it, and also I touch there are a couple programming languages available on the platform. So that's a lot of information. So on our YouTube channel, you can find a tutorial video, right? So for the teachers, sometimes they start from the very basics, how to drive the robot first, right? And then how to add the attachment, that will be a next lesson, and then how to build create your own robot. That's for itself can be like a week lesson. So that's a lot of work and to do. And then programming in the programming language, that's a lot of stuff. It's about how the robot rotates, how the robots move forward, and then how about the different kind of sensors. And then if you want the robot move forever, right, like spinning around forever, we have a loop. So this is another thing. So we work with lots of business partners, and then most of their job, they not only run their own like national robotics competitions, they also build curriculums. So it's their job to build a curriculum around the software and around the physical one. If you Google online, you will find lots of curriculum built around the physical robotics, physical EB3 educator robots. We do have lots. We also have curriculums built around this. Not only our software, but also last year we have lessons built around WR3 competitions, right? So like I said, yeah, you can start from the very basics, and also we have a great support team. So any questions or any questions you guys like, any questions or help customer needed, they always can find us, send us an email, and then if it's a technical issue, we can schedule a call or online meeting and just show them how to, and help them work through the whole process.
So Ruby, did you say that if these students that are watching now were interested in giving this a try,
Yep.
you said that you've got a 2-month free?
Yep.
And they would just send an email to you, or what's the best way for them to try and access that?
Yeah, you can send the email to me or to support@commission or to me. Where's the place I can write?
Yeah, in the chat.
Okay, I can type my email address.
Yeah, that would be great.
Yeah.
So for our friend that was interested in Ubisoft, is there any application with what we just saw that that could possibly translate into what you showed us?
I'm sorry, because I was typing my email address and then Mr.
Yeah. One of the students who's listening is interested ultimately in getting a position at Ubisoft.
Okay. Yeah.
Is there some basic coding or of some of the things that you showed us? Could it evolve into some of the same types of tasks that you would be doing in an animation studio?
Okay, yeah. So first I would like to ask like what kind of, because if you want to work for a game company, right? So, and then for the game company, it depends on what position you are aiming at. So there are different roles. So you want to be whether a programmer, so that will be building the game engines, or do you want to be a game artist? So the game artist, that's what my husband's job is, like creating. So everything you see in a video game, so the cool environment, the character, all the crafts, like tools and weapons and everything you see is created by game artists. So that's a different, like total different area, right? And then there are other jobs, like basic and admin jobs. Also, there's some jobs sitting in between, right? So it's called technical artists. So they're testing the characters inside the game engine, and then so there are lots of jobs available. So it depends on what the student's interest exactly is. So if you are interested in creating characters, building the characters and environment, so that's an art. You probably need like a game art program, like the degree, something like that, where you basically you are an artist. It's just the difference that you will not paint on a paper, but you're gonna create your own characters and everything, build everything through like a game engine, right? So it's like another 3D software. 3D software. I believe the 3D software they use is like Maya and ZBrush. So these are the software, and then you can Google it and find out. So if you are interested in programming, programming, I know like our software is built by a cool developer. So and also I know Ubisoft. Like my husband, he applied for the Ubisoft in Winnipeg, but that from the information I got from him is that Ubisoft Winnipeg only for their focus is not building a developer game. They're working on the technology. Their focus is building a cool. I'm not sure it's about the game engine or like the technology to develop games. So that's their focus. They probably need lots of programmers. There is a good thing you need to do is always check the Ubisoft, like I did all the time when I was in Winnipeg, looking for jobs for, for others, and then you can get an idea like what they're looking for. I last time when I checked, they're looking most of the time they're looking for programmers because they focus on developing game technology, right? So, and then if you're interested in that, start programming. Start learning programming. Lots of programming languages are available, like the EV3. That's a very basic one for kid, like a very young kid. And then Code is another language, and then JavaScript, Python. Some I know some kids use Redo. So these are the different program language, right? And then just try to pick it up and see if you like it.
I think that's really good advice, is just even go to YouTube and try some of these things.
Yeah. Try this in. If you really want to work for Ubisoft, I mean Ubisoft has a lot of companies. It's a big company, but they do have like their studios sitting in different cities, right? And then their focus are different. So
you guys must have one question, do you? Does anybody have a question for Paul while we have her, for Ruby while we have her?
or at least like let's also can chat, right? Like how are you guys doing, right? It's not about us, it's about you, right?
Yeah. Well, you have silent participants.
Yeah, so if if you are not comfortable speaking up, you can always send questions via chat.
Yeah, that's a good idea. Yeah. It's interesting though. The World Robotics Olympiad, is it a big event? Like, is it the kind of thing that they get sponsors for, and like the Olympics?
Yes. Oh my God, that people are crazy about. Let me show you. So it's canceled. Maybe we can find some pictures there.
Oh yeah, canceled.
Yeah, it's canceled. See, so this is the thing of this year. So design.
Climate. Yeah, nice.
Yeah. See, these are this is Strawberry. People like the students are waving their flag, so get excited.
Wow.
This is Strawberry Soccer. Look how cool these robots are. Lots of them.
And what grades is that typically for?
So there are 3. So if you look at it, okay, let me bring up the software again. There are 3 competitions each year. I mean, there are lots of them, but there's like different category, and then the category we focus on is regular category. So there's the elementary challenge and junior high challenge. So and also high school challenge. So pretty much, I mean, all the students. And then there's like We Do. So that's another program length. I mean, towards like the younger kids.
Yeah, nice. Awesome.
And this is the soccer, right? So kids that got so excited about them.
Cool. Well, I think if we don't have any questions, then I think we'll wrap it up. I found it very interesting. I only know the kind of Lego that where you physically put the blocks together. That's the extent of my knowledge. So thank you, Ruby, and we appreciate your time and sharing your knowledge.
Okay, thank you. Thanks for having me. Yeah. So you have a great day. Thanks.
Yeah. You too. Bye, Ruby.
Bye.
Okay, and I will end meeting. Thank you for coming.